In a story that has left the public stunned, Shaunie O'Neal, the ex-wife of NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal and a formidable figure in the entertainment industry, has finally broken her silence about the collapse of her marriage to Pastor Keon Henderson. The revelations she's shared have sent shockwaves through both the celebrity and church communities, turning whispers of suspicion into a full-blown scandal that no one saw coming. For months, rumors have been quietly circulating, hinting at trouble in paradise for Shaunie and Keon. But the true nature of their marital breakdown has proven far more explosive than anyone could have imagined. What began as idle gossip about Keon's suspicious behavior spiraled into a scandal of epic proportions when a leaked video surfaced online, one that appeared to confirm the worst fears about his faithfulness. Faced with undeniable evidence, Shaunie had no choice but to address the situation publicly, revealing a hidden reality behind what many had believed to be a picture-perfect marriage. Shaunie O'Neal had long portrayed an image of marital bliss. From her glamorous public appearances to Keon Henderson's inspiring sermons on faith, commitment, and loyalty, their relationship seemed like the embodiment of a modern-day fairy tale. Their union appeared flawless, two successful individuals, deeply in love, standing as role models for both the secular and religious worlds. However, behind the carefully curated social media posts and public displays of affection, a much darker story was unfolding. The man who had built his reputation as a God-fearing, devoted husband was harboring secrets that would soon come to light in the most humiliating way possible. The shocking part? Keon Henderson never thought he'd get caught, or perhaps he simply underestimated the consequences if he did. Destiny took an unexpected and devastating turn when Shaunie uncovered the truth. For years, she had stood by Keon, defending him against baseless rumors and believing wholeheartedly in their marriage. But with irrefutable proof now staring her in the face, she had no choice but to confront the reality that her husband had betrayed her in the worst way imaginable. Interestingly, the signs of Keon's infidelity weren't hidden from everyone. Close friends and insiders had noticed subtle shifts in his behavior long before the scandal erupted publicly. He began traveling more frequently, often making vague excuses for his extended absences. His once open and affectionate demeanor grew cold and distant, and he became unusually protective of his phone, a classic red flag in many relationships. At first, Shaunie dismissed these concerns. She was deeply in love and had already experienced the pain of a high-profile divorce from Shaquille O'Neal. She wasn't ready to face another heartbreak. Moreover, Keon's status as a respected pastor and motivational speaker gave him the benefit of the doubt. After all, his busy schedule required constant travel and interaction with various people. But love can sometimes blind us to the truth, even when it's hiding in plain sight. Shaunie's inner circle grew increasingly concerned. Friends warned her that Keon's actions seemed suspicious, but she defended her husband fiercely, convinced that outsiders were simply envious of their seemingly perfect relationship. However, fate had other plans. Everything changed when an anonymous message landed in Shaunie's inbox. This wasn't just another rumor or a baseless accusation. It contained screenshots of text messages, detailed information about secret rendezvous, and evidence that Keon had been living a double life. The weight of the betrayal was crushing. Just like that, the foundation of her world crumbled. But the situation escalated even further when a bombshell video leaked online. This wasn't a grainy, ambiguous clip that could be easily dismissed. It allegedly showed Pastor Keon in an intimate, compromising situation with a woman who was definitely not Shaunie. Though the video quality was poor and shot from an awkward angle, the resemblance was undeniable. Social media detectives wasted no time dissecting every frame, analyzing his voice, his distinctive jewelry, and even the background to confirm the authenticity of the footage. And here's where things took an even darker turn. Keon remained silent. No public statements, no denials, no explanations. While he retreated into silence, Shaunie was left to face the public humiliation alone. Unlike many celebrity wives who choose to ignore public scandals to maintain their image, Shaunie O'Neal wasn't about to stay silent. She had reached her breaking point, and when a woman reaches that threshold, there's no turning back. Shaunie decided to confront Pastor Keon publicly. No more private discussions or behind-the-scenes arguments. This time, the world was going to hear the truth. Reports suggest that the confrontation took place in front of close friends and even some members of their church community. The tension in the room was palpable, with everyone anticipating the fallout. Shaunie didn't hold back. She demanded answers. Who was the woman in the video? How long had this affair been going on? Why did he lie to her face while preaching about faithfulness every Sunday? Keon, instead of outright denying the allegations, attempted to downplay the situation. He claimed the video was old, edited, or taken out of context, but Shaunie wasn't buying it. She had heard enough excuses and was done being manipulated. The room was divided. Some sided with Keon, believing his story, while others stood firmly with Shaunie, urging her to walk away. The confrontation turned into a heated debate about love, loyalty, and the hypocrisy of religious leaders who preach one thing but live another. After the confrontation, Shaunie went silent. No social media posts, no interviews, just complete radio silence. Many assumed she was processing the betrayal, but behind the scenes, she was plotting her next move. Here's the shocking part. Shaunie wasn't just dealing with a cheating scandal. Whispers began to circulate about financial misconduct, with allegations that church funds had been mismanaged for personal expenses. There were even suggestions of questionable business dealings linked to Keon. The betrayal went beyond the emotional. It had financial and reputational implications as well. When Shaunie finally decided to break her silence, she did so with the precision of someone who had nothing left to lose. She wasn't just exposing Keon's infidelity, she was dismantling the carefully crafted image he had built both inside and outside the church. Armed with receipts, text messages, financial records, and additional videos, Shaunie laid everything bare. The public reaction was immediate and intense. Keon's followers were in disbelief, church members began questioning their leader's integrity, and even fellow pastors felt compelled to address the scandal. The ripple effects were far-reaching, shaking both the religious and entertainment communities. But the question remains, what's next for Shaunie O'Neal? Will she walk away from the marriage for good, or does she have one more move left to make? One thing is certain, Shaunie is not just another woman scorned. She's a powerhouse in her own right, with an empire she built from the ground up. This scandal may have rocked her personal life, but she's determined not to let it define her future. And as for Keon Henderson, his once sterling reputation now lies in ruins, tainted by a scandal that he never thought would see the light of day. The world is watching to see how he'll attempt to rebuild, if that's even possible. This story is far from over, and as more details emerge, one thing becomes clear. Sometimes the truth is messier than the lies we tell to hide it.